Hello and welcome to the Systems and Processes module. I am your coach, Monique Nicole, and we are going to dive right in. Let's get started. So, today our focus is going to be on four key areas included in this module. And those four key areas are what is a system? We're going to cover that. We're going to talk about systems for your design business, what is a process, and then how to create your unique design process. So let's dive into systems. So, what is a system? A system is a set of things working together as parts of a mechanism or interconnecting network. Or it can be considered a set of principles or procedures according to which something is done in organized scheme or method. Now, there's a picture here of McDonald's because I believe that McDonald's has one of the best systems in America. Okay. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. Oops. And so they have one of the best systems in America because one, they have been around for centuries. Okay. And if you've ever like really gone into a McDonald's, or if you've ever seen, they have like a video online, and this is actually in the lesson, one of the lessons in this module, but it takes you through like how they developed their McDonald's system and how they actually produce their food. And what's so interesting is that they have created and kept the same system for decades, right? And it truly is a system. Like they have from, it's almost like an assembly line. They have someone who, takes the bun out, has someone who puts the ketchup on, who puts the mayonnaise on, who puts the, mustard on, who puts the pickles on. Then there's another person who puts the hamburger on the bun. Then there's the final person who wraps the hamburger up and puts it down the little slider to then make it ready and available to put in the bag to then give it to the customer who's waiting at the window for their hot hamburger, right? This is a system. This is a thought out process, right? Or mechanisms that are interconnected and working together to create a solution. And so I want you to start to think about how you can create a system for your interior design business that is going to work and run like a well-oiled machine, or in this case, McDonald's. Okay. Because this is going to help you to not only create a business that is scalable, right? Because once you hit six figures, the next goal is going to be to scale it to seven figures and beyond, if that's what you decide to do. And it's going to be so much easier to do that if you build it from a place where you have a system in place. Okay. Now, systems, when you think about your design business, right, looks a little different, right, compared to McDonald's. But the great thing is that there are systems out there to help you create a system in a process for your business. So, to create a system for your business, you must first identify which programs or systems that you need to support your business. Now, remember, we talked about niching and different solutions that you can offer your clients. And so I want you to keep in mind that there are different systems and programs out there to help you to, develop your system, your unique system. And it's going to look different for everyone, right? Because there's no one business that is going to be the same. And I can tell you this because I've been coaching for a very long time, many years. And out of all of the emerging designers that I've coached, no one designer's business is the same. Okay. So it truly is an opportunity for you to create your own unique signature system to help you run your business. Now, there are several different systems that you want to keep in mind that are important and that may be, right for your business. And so these are kind of like the higher, arching systems that I want you to start to think about and ask yourself, do you need this for your business? So the first thing is a calendar system. So a system that allows your clients to book time with you, schedule consultations. That is going to be very important because the time that you would take to go back and forth via email with a potential client or a client about when are you going to schedule their home install, or when are you going to schedule the design consultation, right, is going to take away time from you doing things that I like to call revenue driving tasks, right? Things that are actually going to drive revenue into your business, right? So these small things, creating a system, right, is really what's going to help you to build a profitable design business. So a calendar is important. A design planning system is also another key system that can be helpful, meaning something that's going to help you to manage your design plans. An accounting system or software is very important. So QuickBooks is one of them. It's one that I recommend and that I use. Also, a social media marketing system. Okay, so Canva is a good option. They have a free option that's included in their pro program where you can schedule your social media posts if you have Canva. Another system is project management, right? So the one that I recommend is Design Files. Now, there are several out there. Design Files is great though, because it really helps you manage your projects from start to finish. You're also going to need a contract system. So something where you can have your clients sign your interior design contracts so that you have that in place. Also, a video conferencing system. So if you're doing e-design, right, you may want to be able to offer virtual consults, right? So how are you going to do that via a video or video conferencing call? Google offers Google Meet, which is actually free, and I recommend that. Zoom is another option, but there's definitely options out there, but that's one that you want to have. And then also a file sharing system, and Google Drive is a great option for that, where you can manage all of your files, all of your photos, all of the things that are going to go into managing your projects. All right, let's talk about process now. So what is a process, right? So we've talked a little bit about our systems, and I gave you the example of McDonald's, right? And how that works and how they've created a system that manages their process. So according to the dictionary, a process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. And in your interior design business, your process is the steps you take to deliver your product or service, or in our case, our solutions, right? So I shared with you earlier the example of making a hamburger and how McDonald's has this amazing system and process that helps them to deliver their product to the end consumer, whether it be the Big Mac, the hamburger, the fish sandwich. The fish sandwich is my favorite, but that's the only thing that I eat from McDonald's. But whatever your choice of product is from McDonald's, there is a process, right, that they have. And actually, it's a documented process. And I recommend that you document your process. This is where you can create SOPs for your business, and you can save them in that Google Drive that I talked about and that you're going to learn how to create in the program. But they do have a documented system, and it's called the journey of a burger, right? And how they actually make the burger. And this is important because one of the key things that it creates is consistency in quality, right? So think about the fact that there is a system and a process, right? They use a system that embodies this process to create their hamburger, right? And the way that they add, in the order that they add the mayonnaise and the ketchup and the mustard and the pickles, right? It's in a specific order in order to deliver a consistent taste, right? So if you, for example, if they were to, put the cheese at the bottom and not at the top, the hamburger is going to taste different, right? And just imagine if there was no process and they just slapped the burger together, every customer would have a different experience in the way that they experience this hamburger, right? And so process is so important because it creates that quality and that that process and the consistency that's needed and required really to run a successful business. And so here's a picture of a young lady. It looks like she's making the burger based on McDonald's signature process, so that that customer can experience that hamburger the exact same way every single time that they buy that burger. Okay, so now what does this look like for us, right? So I know that we're using the example of McDonald's to hone in this point, but we have a design process that we should be following, right, as you are delivering your solutions to your clients. And I've kind of taken this guesswork out for you, and I've created something called uh, the Process for Profit Guide. And this really just helps you to kind of wrap your brain around what your design process could look like. So, this is an example. This is not the end all be all. And obviously, depending on what you're offering, this process might change, or you might have need to add some steps in this process or remove some things depending on what you offer. But this is a great starting point. This is also available in the program. So make sure that you download it and start to kind of, go over it. But this is my recommended 8-step design process. So the first step will be the initial consultation. So this is typically, uh, 15 to 20-minute call, no longer, I would say, than 30 minutes, where you're talking with a prospect, just really to first understand who they are, what their needs are, and if you're going to be the right fit for each other. Okay. Once you've gotten over that and you've decided that, yes, this is a great fit, you can help them, then that's when you want to proceed to the in-home or virtual consultation. Now, hear me loud and clear. This should be a paid consultation. This is not free, okay? This is not something that you do and you offer for free. Because once you get to this point, you're going to be offering your intellectual property, all of your experience, right? You're going to be giving them tips, you're going to be giving them advice, you're going to be giving them a blueprint on what is possible for them as far as decorating or designing their home or their commercial space. So it's very important that you set the standard and the way that you will be working with your client. And this should be a paid consult, okay, whether it be in home or virtual. All right. The next step will be your measurement consult. So this is where you're going to go out to the client's home, or if you're doing e-design, you may request that the client take measurements on their own, and you may give them a guide or some assistance. But this is where you're going to need to take measurements, because you need to know the size of the space in order to be able to decorate or design that space. The next step is step 4 is the design time. So this is where you're actually going to start to get to work. You have once you reach this point, you would have received and gotten all of the information to get started on the design process. And then the fifth step will be sourcing time. So once you've designed, the plan, created the design plan, and you and the client are clear on the design vision and what they want to accomplish, you're going to start ordering their items, right? And so this is the sourcing time. You're going to start sourcing their items so that you can start picking out what are those furniture pieces or accessories that are going to bring the space to life. The next step is the ordering time. So this is where you're going to order the products. If you're doing full service, obviously, if you're doing e-design, the client may be doing this process or this step. But the ordering time is when you're actually ordering the products. And then the next phase or step would be the installation step. So this is where you're going to install the products. Again, if you're doing full service, offering that, then you may be going out with your team, your install team, to install all of the furniture and accessories you've selected for the client. Or if the client is doing in e-design, they may be installing the items themselves. And then the last step in this process is the client review. You want to always ask for a review, because this is how you're going to get referral clients and also get repeat clients, right? And so you want to know, and it's also a great way to, gather feedback, right? So feedback on areas that you can improve in, or maybe, things that weren't clear as a part of your process. You want to know, and you want to give your clients the opportunity to share that and express that to you, so that you know, because if you don't ask, you'll never know. And if you don't know, you can't grow, right? So the client review is really important, and you want to initiate that so that you can grow from your experience with them. So, quick tip is that you can add additional steps to your design process, to the 8 step process for Profit Guide, so that you can make it your own and customize it. But the 8 step process for Profit Guide is a great starting point. Okay, so take advantage of that, look through that, and start to think about what your process might look like based on that guide. So go ahead and get started. Jump right into the systems and processes module. And I can't wait to see what systems you decide that you're going to start to get set up for your business and what your process is going to look like. Remember, it's all going to be unique to what you do, what solutions you offer, and what you specialize in. So don't worry about, having the same system or process as someone else. Just focus on what is it that you want to do and what you want to provide and build it around that. I look forward to hearing what you come up with, and I will talk to you soon.